Hi everyone, and welcome to my talk all about advanced GSC search performance analysis and how you can use all this data to spot better patterns and create actionable insights that reap great results for your SEO efforts. Just a little introduction to myself. So hi, I'm Izzi Smith and I'm a technical SEO analyst at Ryte. We are an SEO and website quality management software suite based in Munich, Germany. And you can get in touch with me however you like. I'm happy to receive your questions and your feedback or whatever you. It came to me recently, like during these months, that our time spent on SEO tasks is becoming even more precious. And that's kind of why I wanted to give this talk to you today, because time is really of the utmost essence at the moment. We're working harder than ever to deliver the best possible results during these uncertain times. And maybe we're sometimes losing sight of one of the most valuable KPIs. We're not always focusing on what it all boils down to. That's truly indicative of our quality in SEO and everything we strive for. And of course, I'm talking about the click, the humble click. The KPI does usually boil down to, but of course, not all clicks are equal. So I want to talk to you today about the long clicks and how we can use all of that GSC data that we have at our hands to keep bringing more and more engaged clicks to our website. Something that we should all be aspiring to, because not only does it mean more value for your business, but it's the type of qualitative feedback you can provide to search engines in order to prove that you deserve to be ranking even higher than before. Now, I want to reference this pattern. You don't need to read through it. I'm going to give you some quick points about it. And it's called modifying search result ranking based on implicit user feedback. It's really interesting. If you do have the time, check it out. And it's widely analyzed by SEOs out there. Just some points out of it. So user reactions to particular search results or search result lists may be gauged, so that results on which users often click will receive a higher ranking. A short click can be considered indicative of a poor page and thus given a lower weight, whereas a medium click can be considered indicative of a potentially good page and given a slightly higher weight, whereas the long click is indicative of a good page and given a much higher weight. But there's also a last click where the user doesn't need to return to the main page, and this can be considered as likely indicative of a good page and given a fairly high weight. So we want to strive to achieve those long clicks, and ideally the last clicks where someone is finding satisfaction on our website. So where do we start with analyzing our click performance, and so that we can improve the quality and quantity of our clicks? And for that, we need the best tool in our inventory. We need to get to work rapidly about measuring all our organic clicks and their wonderful patterns. And of course, I'm talking about Google Search Console. We all have access to it. It's very easy to set up. It's free for everyone. And it's super powerful data. But unfortunately, the interface is limiting the power that we have there. We can't slice and dice the data to our needs. So using the Search Console manually won't always help you to the full extent. So we recommend building actionable dashboards in order to pull that data via the API. For example, the wonderful Aleda has a great template if you're struggling to get started. Of course, personally, I'm using Ryte Search Success. It's just the easiest and most efficient way to analyze at scale all of that Google Search Console data. But whatever you do, turn that data into a masterpiece. And myself and my colleagues, Alex and Marcus in the technical SEO team at Ryte, have the best job in the world, in the SEO world, maybe in the world, because we have over 33 terabytes of GSC search performance data. And that's over 5,000 accounts that we can just sift through. We can analyze, we can find those patterns and then share it with you all as well. This does make me think I'm a data scientist, but I'm not, unfortunately. Look at that. That doesn't matter. That's okay. You don't need to be a data scientist to handle all of that you have there. So whether you beautify your precious data with a data studio, with help from Aleda, your own in-house built solutions, or maybe in Google Sheets with the help of the amazing Hannah Rampton's template, she recently published this epic new Google Data Studio report that you can check out. Or if you have tons and tons of data with a limited amount of time, a tool like Search Success. But it doesn't really matter which tool you're using as long as you're using the Search Console for analyzing your real performance. Rank trackers won't always cut it because you're just looking at a ranking position snapshot. Only in the Search Console you can truly see what really happened. It's your data, you already have access to it, and it's free. Why wouldn't you? And it's reliable. No need to take those snapshots from scraped data. So you should use it, but use it wisely. I can't stress that enough. Don't get lost by these average positions or misleading click-through rates or high impressions that give you false hope and lead you down the wrong path. Remember, our time is so precious, so let's use it as wisely as we possibly can. So today I've put together some patterns that you can look out for that myself and my team come across quite often. And we're using real-life Google Search Console performance data. And of course, to protect our clients, we have anonymized it in many places, but that doesn't matter. You get the general point. So the first pattern you can look out for in your analyses are performance-based Google Core Update impacts. We've been working on this quite recently because there was the May Core Update launched by Google in early May. And there are several reasons as to why you might have been hit by a core update. Was it relevancy? Did Google perceive you as ranking for the wrong terms and then push you down? That's not such a bad thing. Was it EAT, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, where you're working on ranking for high, your money or your life keywords that can affect someone's financial or health or happiness? And therefore Google has perceived you as not being strong enough for that position? Or was it underperformance? Google has tested you to rank well, but you're simply not pulling enough weight in those SERPs. Or it could be something else completely, like a reversal of a core update. It could be factors from all of them. But today I want to point out something that we can analyze better with our GSC data, such as those underperformance factors getting us down. This can happen gradually over time or in one fell swoop of a core update. So there's a very significant decline for this website. This is a very pretty typical core update. You can see that drop in impressions down there and clicks as well, but also the number of ranking keywords, which is important because around Christmas you can see a very similar drop in impressions and clicks, but the number of keywords stayed the same because people were still searching for the same keywords, just in lower volumes. So another pattern to look out for. When we dig into those individual keywords that have been affected by the core update, you can see a very similar pattern. The position tanks and with it impressions. And this is one of their focus keywords. So any SEO would be horrified of watching that go down. We can also witness that the site got tested within the top 10 for around 10 weeks. That's a big increase in impressions there. But unfortunately, the site didn't get a lot of clicks for this commercial intent keyword while being tested in the top 10. So it got pushed back down to page 2 again. Same behavior again with another keyword, another tanked drop after being tested in the top results and receiving a higher amount of impressions. And another very juicy one there that really failed to get the clicks through to their website. So pay attention to issues like that. Know when you're maybe being tested. I have another point about that later. And just be aware, check for those keywords that are ranking well and getting a really good amount of impressions that you're moving up the search engine result page for. Find them and fix them before you have to say goodbye to them, gradually over time or at once in a core update. And you can do this very easily by setting up those filters or creating those handy click-through rate curves like this one here. Next, you want to identify and exclude your irrelevant rankings. So this time I have an example from our domain. We have a big wiki that ranks for a lot of online marketing keywords. So here, Bing. As you can see, a lot of people are searching for Bing on Google, quite funny. But you can clearly see the top 10 tests, again, always with a good uplift in impressions. But obviously, we don't get a lot of clicks to our Ryte wiki page for this query, so we can't establish ourselves in the top 10. And now the page has dropped to page 5. Well deserved. And then next up, a very pure answer intent keyword, SERP. Someone looking for a definition of that acronym. It's hard to get meaningful clicks from this keyword because people won't need to be satisfied past the acronym explanation. So we got qualified for the test on page 2, and then we got tested again in the top 10. But yet again, we couldn't get that click through rate. Look, 0.1%. We can't entice people because the satisfaction has already been met. So bye-bye, we got pushed down to page 3. So what did we do about this? And we did nothing. Why? Because the underperforming CTR was only proof that our wiki pages are simply not a relevant result for those answer intent queries or the navigational intent queries like Bing. We want to exclude these from our analyses and focus our attention on queries that we can really drive clicks to our website. So usually I exclude these from my overarching analyses to not get blindsided by those queries that might lead me down a misleading path. Remember, it's all about saving our time these days. Pattern number 3 is finding areas of SERP features that you can and should be present within to stand out as much as you can. So another example from our website. So a keyword that we did act upon was meta keywords. Yes, people are still searching for meta keywords, and the research intent was there. So people want to learn more. They want to click through to our website. So we can see clearly where the top 10 first started, the test here, but the average CTR during this test was not high enough, so we got flushed back down to page 3. And then we clawed our way back up to the top 10. Again, we can see where that test happened. We did some on-page tweaks. And this time, we identified the new opportunity. We took action. We optimized the snippet, as well as creating a direct answer to be present in featured snippets. And yeah, we even claimed that really juicy featured snippet here that elevated us to the top of the search engine result page. And building a powerful collection of resources like what we have with the wiki is very helpful with your featured snippet stealing on the long term. So the wiki drives a heck ton of featured snippets via that collective resource and having those concise answers and a great navigation with it. And you should also identify your featured snippet research queries by filtering to see if the keyword contains those question modifiers or comparison modifiers as well, such as best, versus, and so on. Those are most likely to trigger a featured snippet. And number 4, finally, about identifying those top 10 tests. When Google is wanting to promote you to page 1 to receive that user feedback and evaluate your position, they can then understand if you're the best page for the job. So another query we identified via topic analysis, web architecture. We were bumped up to the top 10 after some hygiene fixes, some on-page optimizations, and then we were tested within the 8 to 4 region quite successfully, and then up to the top 5. At this stage, it's about finding who is the reigning queen. Is my site even a top 1 contender? And it turns out after a couple of days, we were so great, we were performing very well with our high ranking that we even won a featured snippet or a collection of featured snippets around us. So it took us just 3 months to get up there. And it's even a very beautiful featured snippet with those drop-down facets as well. Which seems to do really well, and also people are staying a long time on these pages, so it takes me back to those long clicks, those engaged clicks, what we want to be driving. But don't attempt to cheat the system. So maybe you're seeing this and think, oh, I can just game it by clicking more to the website, but this doesn't work. Even in that patent that I referenced earlier, there's many cases where they explain these safeguards against spammers. Now, I don't want to read it for you, or you can do that, but basically there are many cases in place where they can detect it from the same location, the same IP address, the same URL and query pair, and so on. Oh, we tested it. Here's a German keyword, sorry, but it's job advertisements. This is one of Marcus's website. And in the beginning, there was a normal click-through rate for the position, so 2.2%. And then for position 9, it hit 37%. And for position 10, the CTR was 57%. So yeah, crazy amounts of traffic for this lucrative keyword, but Google was like, how can that be? That's not right. And then we got kicked down to position 77. Well deserved. Okay, party people, let's wrap it up. So my key takeaways. So for your crucial search performance analysis, use that GSC data. So by all means, use those rank trackers. Get that SERP feature analysis and competitor analysis. But when it comes to your site's well-being, use that GSC data however you can and give that definitive support to your theories and your understandings. But turn that GSC search performance data into a masterpiece. Use it wisely. Your time is precious now more than ever. So keep using those intelligent filters like I showed you today. Keep finding your underperforming keywords. And be aware of when Google is testing you in the top 10 and act accordingly. Are you ready for that top 10? Are you click worthy enough? Are you standing out as best as you can? Keep working on that to move to the top position and stay there. And also, filter out those navigational or pure answer based keywords that bring you no value. Don't go chasing those unicorns that won't bring your business much value. Aim for those engaged long clicks and strive for positive last clicks. Combine all these skills by delivering fabulous on-site experiences that are going to receive positive last clicks. Keep proving your worth in those competitive search engine result pages. Keep being awesome. And thank you so much. Thanks for having me today. I'm Izzi Smith, and get in touch with me with your questions after the talk. I'm here for you.